We're here at Super Bowl 59 Radio Row. Yahoo Sports interviewing Falcons wide receiver, special teams Pro Bowler KhaDarel Hodge. KhaDarel, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, we did some research on you before I was getting ready for this interview, and I saw that you went to Alcorn State because you wanted to be the next Steve McNair.
Oh yeah, that's my cousin. So you
really,
know what I'm saying, that was the plan. You know how great he was at Alcorn. So I was also a quarterback coming out of high school. So the plan was to go there and do something like he did, but. I mean, as you see, it didn't go as planned. So, yeah, I had to pivot a little bit.
So how did you end up going from quarterback to wide receiver? Because I imagine when you were recruiting, a bunch of teams wanted you to switch positions.
Actually, coming out of high school, a lot of the Power Fives wanted me to play receiver or safety, but I had never played that in high school, so I was just stuck on the quarterback thing. So I just actually made the transition myself after my first year at Alcorn. I started looking at like statistically how many quarterbacks that went to the league from a SWAC school. So I was like, I may need to make a business decision and just play receiver. So I made a transition after Alcorn. I went to Hines Community College for a year, and then I ended up at Prairie View.
So how much does it matter to you to be a guy who went to 2 HBCUs, getting ready to represent that in the NFL?
Big time. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big HBCU guy. I tell anybody everywhere I go I'm repping HBCUs. I can be in a room full of Alabama, LSU, and Ohio State guys, and they'll be hearing me talking about Prairie View. They'll be like, "What it is," and that's my time to inform them. We hold our own weight too.
Yeah. So I've read a bunch about your background. It basically said you took the road less traveled to get here. So what are some of those moments that you felt like kind of helped mold you into the person that you are today?
Some moments where I feel like I had no options for real. After Hines, Hines didn't necessarily work out the way I wanted it to work out. I went there, and that was my first time playing receiver, and it was actually harder than I thought it was.
Yeah.
So now I went from quarterback to actually having to get releases and learn how to get off the ball and all type of stuff. It's a whole new world. So, after that, I didn't have any scholarships or anything. I went to a place where I'm like, I probably need to figure it out, or I may have made the wrong decision, so I started questioning my decision. And out of nowhere, the offensive coordinator that was at Alcorn had became the head coach at Prairie View, and he remembered me from Alcorn. So first thing he was like, "You want to come with me to Prairie View?" I'm like, "I ain't know nothing about Prairie View. I never been there, never took a visit." I'm like, "I'm with you." So shout out to Coach Willie Simmons, man. He looked out for me.
Willie Simmons?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know the name. The name. So as someone who's made this transition, when you read draft stuff where they say, "Oh, a quarterback could go play wide receiver in the NFL," how crazy is that to you?
It's crazy. I mean, it's good that you have that perspective. From being on the quarterback side, you see things from reading zones and getting open and that, but you still have to have that feel from a receiver standpoint. So it helps in a way.
Right. So you had one of maybe the play of the season for the Falcons this year. I'm a Falcons fan. Hey, we could talk. We could do a whole other show about that because it ain't been. We were talking about the road less traveled for Falcons fandom. But you had one of the biggest plays of the season for the Falcons. One of the most improbable touchdowns. When you see it line up for you against Tampa Bay in overtime. How did that feel?
That was probably the moment of my life, to be honest. I'm not even going to sugarcoat. I can't even downplay it for real, but I went back and I just thought about all the plays I made growing up, and that was top tier of what I've done in my career at that moment and at that time, just coming in the game and just having a walk-off, bro. It's I tell everybody that's the number one play I've made so far in my career, regardless of what happened.
Do you remember what it felt like to cross the end zone? Because I feel like you talk to some guys when they have a big play, they just black out.
I definitely blacked out. Because in my head, I'm I'm always prepared. If I do score, a celebration and everything, but when I cross the line, I'm looking back. You'll see me looking oh shit. I'm really in. No, I usually have my little Hendrix celebration, rocking out, you know what I'm saying, my little guitar, but totally blacked out.
Let's see real quick.
It's a whole little thing. I don't want to get too animated. I start hitting the table, all types. But keep it short. I'm a left-handed guy. Jimi Hendrix. I just like to rock out every time, so that's my staple for real.
Yeah, dude, you remind me of just like my cousins from Terry, Mississippi, down in
that's not too far from me.
Right. So I was like, oh, we got a Mississippi guy because that's where my family's from, Falcons guy.
Bro.
We had to get you on the show.
Oh yeah, that's love. That's love. Shout out to
appreciate KhaDarel for joining us. This is Yahoo Sports, Super Bowl 59, Radio Row. Thanks for your time, man.
Appreciate you.